Would you get out of here? Jeez, this freaking Elmo doll doesn't leave. Hey, what's good night, everybody? So welcome to the live stream. Hopefully you guys can get everyone in here. I sent an alert out on Twitter and on YouTube. Supposedly Twitch actually sends notifications when you're streaming, unlike YouTube. So this is actually pretty good so far. So how's everyone doing? Basically, this stream is going to be like a mixture of like comedy and a little bit conspiracy theories if you guys want to ask any questions that aren't too deep or anything. So yeah, where is that Elmo doll actually? This stupid thing, I don't even know what the hell this is. I don't even know how this even got in my house, to be honest. I don't even know who, like, how'd you even get in here? This is probably gonna be like the next Annabelle. If I ever get like possessed or go missing or something, some Netflix special is going to create a documentary on like the exorcism of Mo, and it's gonna talk about how this doll possessed me, and then they're gonna show footage of me like climbing on my ceiling during a live stream. So yeah, I did send the notification. Okay, that's cool. Yo, can you guys believe that YouTube actually is removing verified badges off of certain channels, and especially my channel? And their excuse was that basically they feel that certain channels should be verified while other channels shouldn't, and it has nothing to do with popularity. And that's so scary because they can select, they're basically selectively choosing who has recognition and who doesn't, like who you guys should listen to and who you guys should not listen to. And that's basically like how society would be if the government didn't want anyone to ever talk about anything. You know, they would start censoring people out, and they would give verified badges to people that are part of the agenda and not verified badges to people who are against them. Oh yeah, this whole like Area 51 thing, it's funny, but it's so stupid. But at the same exact time, I give society credit for actually following through. Ah! Okay, what just happened? My light just crashed on me. 1 second, guys. The lights, it burns. What the? I did not move this. Girl, move back. Can this light just stay in its place? Okay, good. Yeah, something's always happening in my live streams. I feel like anytime I do a live stream, I always like almost die or something. Is it just me, or does your face look much healthier? That's probably because the solar flare is on its way, and I'll probably get some energy out of that. Make a comedy video on Area 51. I just don't understand how this actually went through. Like, I thought only like 4 people would end up showing up in this Area 51 thing, and apparently there's actually like hundreds of people that actually went. I'm not sure how organic that actually is. It's actually quite impressive how that much people actually went there to go to this Area 51 thing, which, by the way, guys, this is not gonna work. Like, it's just, what's happening right now in the whole Area 51 raid is actually just a music festival that has absolutely nothing to do with Area 51 or the government, so it is actually really stupid. Let's see what we've got here. Talking about that now my way. Yeah, the whole Area 51 thing is like pretty stupid. Can you tell us more about solar flares? Yeah, so the sun basically has what you call solar flares. So every once in a while, the sun will release like a whole bunch of cosmic energy just randomly in one direction. And sometimes it's actually in the direction where Earth is, and sometimes it actually hits us. If it does hit us, there's different types of levels of solar flares. If it's a low-level solar flare, it doesn't really do anything. If it's an average level or medium-level solar flare, it can knock out the power. It can, turn off all of the electricity in the area. It can even cause some radiation damage. A high-level solar flare will probably give everyone stage 4 cancer or just kill you. So, yeah. And solar flares are huge. Like, solar flares are like the size of our planet. Actually, never mind. I can't talk about that. Never mind. What crystals have energy? Yeah, so on Twitter this morning, I discussed how ancient humans actually used certain crystals as electric conductors. And that's why, like, a lot of people that, you know, study sorcery and magic, that's actually why they use crystals. Some crystals, not all of them. Some crystals do actually are able to harness energy in some weird ways, the same way copper can also conduct electricity. It's just interesting that some natural things can, you know, conduct electricity, and ancient civilizations have been using this for thousands of years, and yet we haven't, and yet society isn't being taught about it. So it's rather intriguing, right? Let's see. Mo, do you know anything about Slipknot? Isn't Slipknot like that heavy rock band from like the 1980s? I never really listened to the music. It's not really my taste. I have very like specific taste in music. People always ask me what type of music I'm listening to, and it's usually like Gregorian chant music. It's not even music. It's more like just vocals. Is Bitcoin a scam? Nope. No, it isn't. Let's see. I don't know where Slipknot was from. What is it, like late 1980s, early 1990s? I don't know. I never bothered listening to them. Could you talk about the Amazon rainforest? I actually did that already. So that whole Amazon rainforest thing, what people don't understand is rainforests always go on fire. It's not like, this isn't like some unique thing for a rainforest to go on fire. It's actually natural for it to happen. The reason being, it's like nature's way of like getting rid of really old trees that are so tall that they start to block out the sunlight from the younger plants. So nature's way of getting rid of those old trees is to literally cause a forest fire and dry all of the trees out and burn them to a crisp. So forest fires, even though they look so horrific, are actually very healthy for forests. And the Amazon rainforest actually goes on fire like every single year. Why did the media suddenly cover this specific Amazon rainforest fire is because this fire was way larger than normal, like triple the size. And conveniently enough, the fire this time was so large that it actually burned down the trees that were covering natural oil and gas plants, like plant areas. And everyone knows that anytime a government finds out that there's oil somewhere, they have to invade that section of, you know, the oil sections stuff. Thinking about bobbies. I don't know. I can't speak right now. I think you're so cute and you have an amazing personality. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I actually don't think that. I actually think I got uglier as I got older. Like, I'm not even kidding. This isn't even like a joke. I'm being dead serious. I was actually even speaking to my mom about it the other day. Like, I was speaking to my mother and I was like, you know, Mom, I think I've gotten uglier as I've gotten older. Like, my whole life, I was always told I was good looking as a child, right? And when I was in junior high, I was always told I was good looking. And then as I got older and older, the compliments got less and less. And now I kind of just look like a dinosaur from Jurassic Park. So, yeah. Oh, God. Let's see. Why were certain ancient civilizations like the Greeks or the Egyptians so wise? I mean, you're always going to have humans that were intellectual, you know? This whole misconception that ancient humans were like a caveman and that they were stupid and that they didn't know anything, that's such a lie. It's just, you know, basically it's like the elite don't want you guys to know your true heritage. You know, they don't want you guys to know that humans were a lot more smarter than you think. Maybe ancient humans were probably a lot more intellectual than we are now. Talk about the Kardashians. Ew, I would never. You guys would never catch me alive talking about the Kardashians. Like, actually dedicating talking about them. No, thank you. How are you? I'm alright. I'm never, like, actually good. So let me actually speak about that for a second. I realized something. I'm completely insane. Like, completely bonkers. I am not normal at all whatsoever. I am completely mad. Like, I'm a lunatic. It's gotten to the point where nothing phases me anymore. Like, there could be, like, some asteroid coming down right now about to obliterate all of us. And I'd be like, yay! Like, I've lost it. If there's a zombie apocalypse about to happen, I would be so hyped for it. I would be so excited. You guys don't even know. Like, I'm so bored that anything chaotic, even if it's a bad thing, would actually entertain me very, very well. Let's see what we've got here. How long are you planning to stream for? My streams are usually random. Sometimes they're 40 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 2 hours, sometimes it's just 30 minutes. It really depends on like how I feel with the chat and how active everyone is. What is the meaning of 111, the thing that you talked about on Twitter? So yeah, so iPhone had like this weird, Apple had this weird ad for the new iPhone that came out, and it was like 11 semicolon 11, and it was basically like 1111. And what's so weird about that ad, and I talked about it on Twitter, was that one of the ones on it was red and with blood coming off of it, and that was very intriguing because 111, like 4 times, in terms of religious symbolism, actually means like to wake up, like not physically to wake up, but mentally wake up. Like, you know, when someone is telling you like, get with the program, wake up, you know, like that's what they mean, you know? So it was very interesting that Apple used that type of symbolism. There's also like another aspect to it that I don't think I can publicly speak about either. How have you not been murdered yet? Facts! Low-key, I actually think I was poisoned like 3 days ago, so I never eat out, ever. And it was my parents' anniversary, and I went to go eat out with them. And this one time, I decided to eat outside. You know, I have my food, and all of a sudden, I started to feel very dizzy and very lightheaded. And I became lightheaded, dizzy, like whatever. I had like a headache for like 3 full days. I felt like my head turned into a balloon. I seriously thought that I was low-key poisoned, and it was actually pretty freaky. Let's see. What does 23 mean, the Jim Carrey movie? So there's certain numbers that have a lot of symbolism when it comes to the Illuminati. And those are numbers like 6, 9, 11, 22, and 23. Those are usually related to like ritual numbers that they use and stuff. Hence why 9/11, you know, the 11 was also a ritual number. And 11 plus 11, which is the Apple's ad for their iPhone, is actually 22. Both 11 and 22 are both ritual numbers. So it is interesting to see like how that works. By the way, little heads up for everyone, just in case you guys don't know. I know I said it 1,000 times. If you guys have Amazon Prime, which most humans do these days, you can subscribe to the channel for free. So do that. If you have any issues, if you don't know how to do it, let me know. I'll tell you. What are your thoughts on Cicada? So, Cicada 3301 was a CIA operation. It was basically an operation for the government to find people that were extremely unique at either having an extremely high IQ or being able to solve extremely difficult puzzles, or just being, you know, special in some type of way. And thank you, Gravy, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And it was basically the CIA's way of recruiting normal people in society that were like very special. You know, like there was something very unique about them. Either their IQ levels were off the charts, or they were extremely good at solving cryptic puzzles. And yeah. And what they did actually was they actually would put a puzzle out in society. Like they would actually put like a puzzle on a billboard that led to another puzzle somewhere else in the world that led to another puzzle somewhere else. And if you were able to solve these puzzles, it would basically give you like a contact number, and you would call that number. And then next thing you know, the CIA has officially hired you. So yeah, and the funny part about it is, people think that they were able to crack the code, but the whole point of cracking these puzzles is that you guys didn't even know these puzzles existed to begin with. Do you think we're in the Matrix? Probably. I mean, even if you look at it from a religious perspective, we probably are we're probably in the Matrix in some type of way, right? Even from a religious perspective, whether you believe in God or whether you don't, we're probably in some type of like, you know, dimension where someone is like watching over us or something. It's really creepy. But the part that's even more creepy is, what if there's actually nothing? Like, what if this is just it? And what if when we die, we just die and pff, you're gone forever? You know, I feel like humans never actually think about that because they don't want to. Like, humans feel that they are so special that, you know, nothing bad can ever happen to them. Thank you so much, Virgo, for the cheers or the bits, I think it's called. I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, let's see. Have you ever seen a demon? So the issue with seeing demons is that humans naturally can't see them because demons are made out of a certain type of light energy that our eyes cannot detect. So what I mean by that is, like, a lot of people always ask me, what the heck does that mean? Like, what do you mean that, you know, humans can't see demons because they're made out of a certain light energy? So what I mean by that is, for example, can you guys see microwaves? No, like, not literally the microwave, people. I'm talking about like the light that comes out of the microwaves. Can you guys see X-rays? No. Can you guys see gamma rays? No. Can you guys, the humans, there's a lot of wavelengths that humans cannot see. And demons are made out of a certain light wave that we can detect. So the only way for you to pretty much see a demon is if they shapeshifted into something that you could see. Now the key word here is shapeshift, because if you actually do your research on a lot of Illuminati symbolism, you'll always hear them talk about shapeshifters or reptilians. And that's something to think about. How do I subscribe? So there's two ways to subscribe on Twitch. You can just click subscribe and it'll basically charge you like $2 a month. Subscribing is pretty much a way to financially support the streamer. You also do get perks, like you get access to emotes, you get access to private streams, you can download stuff, your name stands out, you have a whole bunch of perks that come with it. If you have Amazon Prime, the only thing you need to do is link your Amazon account to your Twitch account and then subscribe, and then it'll just be for free after that. Thank you so much, Lucky Ambition, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you. The reason why subscribing is actually really important, if I really want to be blunt with you guys, like, okay, I'm gonna just be honest. I have been honest with my viewers since day one. I have never lied to you guys, ever, about anything. And the truth of the matter is that YouTube does not pay me at all. Like, YouTube basically threw me underneath the bus. So Twitch is kind of the way of like helping me stay afloat. Cause if this doesn't work, your boy Mo is gonna have to start going out there and start twerking, if you know what I mean. And I'm not in the mood to do that, okay? I didn't sit here having remote viewing abilities all these years for me to end up as a stripper. I shouldn't have cracked that joke. Whoops. Yeah. Like I was saying, fun fact actually about strippers. The strippers in New York City actually get paid a lot of money. I'm not talking about like the ones in like, broken down neighborhoods. I'm talking about like the really high level ones. They make like $120,000 a year untaxed. Like, they actually make a lot of money. But of course it's an abusive industry, so I'm not over here trying to push anyone to become a stripper. So yeah. What do you think about the new iPhone 11 Pro? I don't subscribe to these types of materialistic things. Like, I'm such a minimal person. As long as I have a hot shower, maybe a cat or a dog,